Good morning, fellow punchers. The clock on the wall is 20 to 9 on Friday morning. Back at base. Long time ago since I done a video in my dressing gown. Hopped up out of bed there about 7:15. Was absolutely wrecked last night. Long day yesterday. Got out of the hinge at about 5 to 9. Grand breakfast first. And headed for Galway. Parting behind pair of cows. Connor looking after the vehicle. I went off for a walk with them. I didn't want to let them off on their own, so they were lovely people altogether. So I wanted to show them Ayr Square, Shop Street, Key Street. They've done a bit of shopping, and big surprise when we landed actually in Park House Hotel. We met the owner, Kitty, and she does always say to me, "Hello, my child." So she says, "Will you have some tea?" So complimentary tea and fruit cake for fruit cakes. And well, the lunch there when we came back, I had the lamb stew, absolutely superb. One of them treated me to that. I don't know which couple it was. I think it was Carol and Sue. And we headed for Dublin, Sean's Bar. They went in there. We didn't spend too long. They only had a glass of. No, it's half them had, 3 of them had pints and 3 of them had glasses, and we headed in to Dublin. I can only do 60 with a limiter on the bus. Traffic was slow going into the city, but worse was to happen when we turned the corner at Trinity College on Nassau Street. Street blocked. Barricaded off at the bottom of Kildare Street, protest march on or something, and we had 12 cases, 6 small ones, 6 big ones, and I pleaded with them to let me up, but no, and it was an official, sort of like someone working in the Dáil that was giving directions. He had a black sort of a jacket on him with a red. To someone like a butler's jacket or someone you see at the door of a hotel. He was giving the directions to the guards anyway. He was looking to get a piece of my mind, I'll tell you. So I had to lug them up the street. They brought the small ones. The bus driver, of course, had to do 3 runs and pull them up and down in between barricades and whatnot. And I didn't see any protesters at all in the vicinity, wherever they were taking place. Now, it was badly organised, I must say. But it held me up about over half an hour anyway. And then dropped the bus home, or back to the Ayr to pick up the car. It was 9:45 on the home, so I was absolutely wrecked. I went to bed before 11. I tried to study a bit because I got no chance yesterday, so I left until this morning. So I have a few picked out for today. Shout out to the turfman from RD, Patrick Coleman. If I missed anyone else the last couple of days, I'll get them for Monday night. But I'm going to go back to bed for an hour again. Cold is pretty much okay. I do take an inhaler morning and evening, a preventative one, the disc one as people might know it, and it ran out 2 days ago. I'm getting caught in the chest, so I'll have to go to the chemist this morning. Intriguing contest in the Jubilee Duty Free Cup Stakes today. A listed race over 7 furlongs, good to soft ground, good in places. I put it at, I think it's a 2-horse race. Now, having said that, things have to go right for the 2 horses, but I think it's between Nostrum and the one I'm going for is Lake Forest. Lake Forest has been crying out for 7 furlongs. It was second. I was staying on second in the Commonwealth to Inisharan, and then last time in the Hackwood. You can see the way it finishes. I'll be dropping a tea here.
But they're up towards the final furlong and a half here. Regional and elite status now begin to lock horns as they approach the final furlong. Regional elite status, kind of blue, Twilight Calls and Lake Forest running on. Elite status on the far side, wearing them down, and elite status, it goes on to win here. by about a neck or so from the running on Lake Forest. Kind of blue.
Ran on well there. Got tapped for toe earlier in the race. And if you look at his previous run behind in the Sharon,
of blue is also coming through, down towards the near side, picking up Evade, also staying on Pandora's Gift, but Inisherin swept to the front outside the furlong. Kind of blue with the light blue sleeves is giving chase, just saw the grey, is also running on strongly. Inisherin is over 2 lengths clear, a dominant display, and Inisherin takes them apart to win the Commonwealth Cup. It's very close.
The 2 good runs out of 2 of the best we've seen over 6 this year. The extra furlong should suit. Nostrum is no slouch and was second the last time to a boys in blue heart. Has wind surgery since. 4-year-olds have a good record in this race in the last few years, more so than Noble Dynasty. When as a 3-year-old won last, 2016, and it won 1, 2, 3, 4 in a row at that time. Sacred and Popmaster, Silent Escape. We go to a listed race at Ayr Fillies Stakes. The selection each way is Frost at Dawn. I think the ground is key if this is good ground for this horse. This scooted home at 25 to 1 in Medan. So when you win a Medan, you need good to firm. That was in March of this year. Then it ran in the Group 1. It was behind California Spangler. Break then until the Nunthorpe. And even though it went off 66 to 1, 10th of 12, it ran pretty decent for a horse after coming back after a layoff. That's it here. I'll just take a look at it. It's
now beginning to run on. Pontos on the far side. Bradsell leading them down towards the last furlong, 3 lengths ahead. Asfora coming out of the pack, also running on quite strongly as Starlust down the near side. Believing is beginning to flash home. Bradsell in front, clinging on grimly, and Bradsell wins the Nunthorpe. Very close for second between Believing and
as a lot of trainers might say, will come on for the run. Hadn't run from March. I think it will. It's an each way selection. 3-year-olds won it 1, 2, 3 out of the last 5. We go to the Bronze Cup. We have to pick a selection. This is what slowed me down this morning. And I'm having a cup of tea now as I'm talking to you. So having a rum might be as good for me. That's the selection each way. It was a bigger price last night. It's into 14s now. I think there was 25s available last night. But it beat Roundhay Park. Roundhay Park has won this a couple of years ago. Fahy targets horses for this. The last time it ran on good ground there, it won in Pontefract. Well, we check the time. $1:16. That was over 6. Yeah, the stiff pull up to finish there, but they're paying 6 places. But a few that we back before, Trilby, Rock Melody. No, not too bad. Anyway, having a run. Paying 6 places. It's always the sign of winter's coming when we have Fundalk on a Friday night. One I thought that might be worth a couple of pound each way. There's a horse run there tonight in it, Mags. Was it Mags? Or Margs? Mags. But the horse will be out for the gallop or not. But I thought Glimmerglass, a 3-year-old. And it's trained by Johnny Fiend, but it's owned by him for the first time. He's running his colours. He used to be in the Trevor Stewart, famous Roscommon colours. Trevor Stewart is from Boyle. But it was pulled out on account of baddish ground before. But that run there behind Killaney Bear on Good to Ferrum, to suggest this sort of track or this sort of surface will suit. Well, that's the reason that ran bad the other day at Sporting Silvermine, so we thought that was good form at the time. But if it drifts out to hell, pass no heed on it, I'd say, because it might be out for the gallop. It's the first time in his colours, so it must be bought privately. Now, the video went up okay the other night. I hope it'll do the same this morning. So, Ayr Cup Day tomorrow. A lot of racing to study, so I'll do it later in the day. In the meantime, bash the bookies, over and out.